Hey neighbor, welcome back to ARTV. I recently blasted out a poll in the community tab and had everyone in the neighborhood vote for upcoming episodes of the underrated songs videos, and the alternative music duo 21 Pilots ran away with the win, which probably comes as a surprise to no one. No need to sweat it if you cast your vote for something else, because I will be doing future episodes on the others listed, but for now it's time to talk about a band that I wouldn't call underrated at all. In fact, at a certain point in time around 2016, they were overexposed and were everyone's new favorite band, but now the dust has settled a little bit, and as I've pointed out before, even the most popular of bands can have some massively underrated songs. Tyler Joseph is a known visionary that builds worlds based around albums, but in these long droughts without music from 21 Pilots, why not pass the time in the immersive world of Raid Shadow Legends? Raid Shadow Legends is the massively popular RPG that I'm sure you've heard everyone talking about, and it's available for free on iOS, Android, and PC, so it travels with you wherever you go. They actually surprised me with how well animated it was, along with solid voice acting and intuitive adventures that pit you, the hero, against other foes in a turn-based strategy that lets you battle other players online. I have no idea what I'm doing when it comes to gaming, but this was super quick and easy to pick up on, and I've really been liking my hero that I've primarily been using to battle. She's looking pretty dapper in that knight's armor, especially when she's using some of these killer moves. Join me and download Raid Shadow Legends free at the top link in the description or the pinned comment below. When you use my custom link, you'll be hooked up with 50k silver to get you well on your way in the game, and a free epic champion, so give it a go and help support the channel at the same time. Alright guys, thanks for your attention on today's sponsor. Spots like that are a huge help for supporting my content, but let's shift back over to TOP as I count down 7 of their songs that I feel are super underrated or overlooked. Drop a like on the video, and let's start our epic journey to the top.
Look in the mirror and ask yourself if you're alright.
I hate to say it, but it can be easy to forget about the graceful piano musings of Before You Start Your Day, so let me make a case for the next to last song on the band's self-titled debut album. This is a potentially awkward song for some because of the word slits being said multiple times in the intro, but the way that Tyler uses the word isn't meant to evoke feelings of fear, rather ones of overcoming and beauty. He also adds in vivid depictions of nature to drive home the point that life is beautiful and worth living despite whatever physical or metaphorical scars you might have. Scars are lessons, and this piano ballad makes that feel elegant and simple at the same time. It's a soothing moment with a very distinct piano bravado that brings a sense of comfort to a chilly morning. There's a breeze blowing by, but you press on despite the cold, and the absence of drum and bass lets you slip inside of Tyler's mind that much more. Effortless falsettos, 80s synth tones, and a large group of people not touched by the light. I can confidently say that Hometown is the most underrated song on the insanely successful album BLURRYFACE, and that's coming from a guy who has doubt in his top 10 TOP songs. This just rarely seems to get name dropped, which makes me scratch my head a little bit, like I know some people want to slap me in the face right now for daring to call anything on BLURRYFACE underrated, but I think this particular track is slept on in more than one way. Even back in my 2015 review of the album, well before I started using Genius to investigate lyrics, I mentioned that Hometown felt like a nod to the duo's Christian faith, and how Tyler in particular felt a responsibility to reach lost souls with the light of something more powerful than himself. It's a touching treat that once again features their classic combo of darker lyrics and insanely catchy melodies, but what makes this one unmistakable to me is the earnest feelings of remorse and unrest Tyler expresses over racing synths, smooth guitar, and of course, Josh's driving drum rhythm.
Down in the forest, we'll sing a chorus, one that everybody knows.
Owl City vibes, anyone? Forest lands at number 5 and was originally tied to the self-described glorified mixtape Regional at Best, but it later found a home on the international bonus track version of Vessel. Finding yourself through music and friends that love music is an important part of life, especially when you're young, and that seems to be the breakthrough that Tyler is desperately trying to envision on Forest. The hook is endlessly optimistic when the notion of singing along to familiar tunes is described, but the verses paint a picture of somebody a little bit less than confident in their own skin. These anxieties are normal, but the main hang-up seems to be the writer's worry over not being unique or his voice being drowned out or silenced in the crowd. We all know how the story goes from there. 21 Pilots are a pretty well liked and respected household name, but it's nice to revisit the early days for the story, sure, but also for the hooky melody and the wholesome synths that make you feel like there's a spark of magic somewhere deep inside of all of us. Did I just go full Disney Channel with that?
He thinks that faith might be dead. Nothing kills a man faster than his own head.
Adult Swim is in full effect, as we're definitely in the deep end for number 4, Trapdoor from the self-titled record. Illustrations of isolated loneliness driven to desperate measures crop up in a rather intense way on this focal point, slowly revealing the tortured mind of a man that can't seem to take control of his life and the depression it's brought his way. I've described pieces of their debut album as having influence from the early work of British band Muse, but Trapdoor is one of the pivotal moments where this sharp dramatic angle spreads their collective energy to all the right places. Tyler's voice roars with trembling passion, ripping even further after a few choruses and added touches of bumping bass and high-octane drumming. Things might actually be a little bit too similar for some fans, but I think the overall message about the value of life is really what sold me. Nothing kills a man faster than his own head. This has to be one of my favorite lines that Tyler has ever written. It's straightforward, but it also doesn't shy away from going there, from placing emphasis on the importance of taking your mental health seriously. I've always shown love to well-done metaphors, y'all know that, and the overall concept of trapdoors giving way not to a noose, but to a world of heavy depression that you don't feel that you can come back from, it's very tastefully executed, and I still play this song often.
You're a legend in my own mind.
A memorial to a grandfather in song form. Legend from the acclaimed album Trench both warms my heart and draws tears because of how similar Tyler's story is to my own. On this triumphant-sounding ukulele rock selection, we're told the story of a man who once filled a room with his presence, someone who you would go to for maybe pieces of wisdom or advice, who then slowly withered away at the unrelenting hands of Alzheimer's disease. That sounds tragic when I say it because it is. I watched the exact same disease run the exact same course and take away my own grandfather. But this song is not meant to be a sad song. See, when Tyler wrote this, he was actually still alive, and it was intended to be a tribute to his life and legacy, but he passed away before the song could be finished, leading to Tyler adding that final. Then the day that it happened, I recorded this last bit. I look forward to having a lunch with you again. The way this was penned just feels so innocent and bright-eyed to me, which is so desperately needed in this dark world. Lunches were probably something special between the two, and even though he's now passed on, leaving Tyler feeling slightly guilty because he didn't visit as much as he would have liked to, he takes comfort in his faith knowing that he'll see him again one day. Also, I have to add, this should be the super popular ukulele 21 Pilots song, not We Don't Believe What's on TV. Just saying.
I know there's someone at the door. They call for help, but it's unsure. But do I want to say goodbye?
The Masters of Contradiction feed us a peppy indie pop song in spirit, but wait, what's that? Tyler fell down the well of sadness and made another happy sounding song with dark lyrics? Let it go, lassie. That's everyday behavior from this duo. Glowing Eyes has kind of a sing-songy flow to it, which indeed does make it catchy as hell, but there it goes again with allusions to suicide and wanting to leave the planet. I wouldn't actually say that this song is about wanting to go through with the act. It's more of just a cry for help and a realization that a lot of loving people, hence the glowing eyes, in his life do care and would likely be willing to talk things out and help things get better.
The horrors of the night melt away under the warm glow of survival of the day. Then we move on, my shadow grows taller along with my fears.
At number 1, we have Semi-Automatic, an urgent indie-tronica banger from Vessel that still manages to get sparks flying every time you hit play. The looping synth feels playful and light, and while the vocals do start off rather subdued, they pick the heck up as you can practically dance your way through the chorus. And that breakdown, Oh man, that's the kicker. There's so much pin-up energy released in that section, especially given Tyler's increasingly loud and reckless yells. Josh Dunn slams it home with his drumming here, perfectly crafting a lighter, more electronic-tinged beat for the verses before really delivering some of the toughest blows this song has to offer during the breakdown. It's easily one of the biggest highlights on a highlight-filled album, and the lyrics that point to feeling two-faced depending on who you're around, that's just the cherry on top. That's all, folks. Thanks for watching my picks for some of the most underrated 21 Pilots songs in existence. Let me know your picks in the comments below, along with any thoughts you might have had on my list. Drop off a like if you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to download Raid Shadow Legends at the top link in the description. It's free, it helps support the channel, and you get 50k silver and a free epic champion when you use my custom link. Don't miss out on some of my other TOP-themed videos that are floating on screen now, and outside of that, I'll see you soon for more right here on ARTV.